Okay, so can we talk about cover art? Now, people say don't judge a book by its cover, but I also happen to think usually the cover of a book, especially with its font, layout, artistic choices, can relatively indicate the content of what you're getting and thus make you understand kind of what you're getting yourself into once you start reading it. Now, I'm not going to say, the cover art is going to indicate the quality of writing or even the style of the story. However, it can get you an idea of genre, the type of story you're getting into, and also maybe even the tone. you know, for example, the this edition's cover art of the Wind Up Bird Chronicle by Haruki Murakami definitely indicates with this upside down bird and the picture of the sky in the center there, the kind of surreal nature this story is going to take. And kind of gives you an idea that it's not going to be a ordinary, average, realistic novel. And it is quite the opposite of that, in fact, once you get into it. Now, that cover doesn't necessarily indicate the brilliance of Murakami's writing or all the twists and turns the story will take, but it definitely kind of hints at the surreal nature of the story to come. Likewise, when you look at this cover of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, that gives you an idea immediately of what kind of story this is. It gives you an idea of the setting, the characters, and definitely kind of a sense of adventure. It kind of pops out at you and immediately makes you understand this is an adventurous story, it's a fantasy story. The name of the character is on display here, and kind of you get a sense of the background. You get a sense of the castle, Fluffy, the three-headed dog, unicorn, forest, sense of magic. All of this at once. Now, again, doesn't necessarily indicate the quality of Rowling's writing, but it does let you know that you're in for a great story, and or at least an adventurous one. And those who read it will not be disappointed because Rowling is in fact fantastic. Pun not intended. I could also say the same for this edition of Raymond Chandler's Big Sleep. It lets you know a little bit of what's going on, but the brilliance of this is that it doesn't reveal the mystery. It hints that it's about a detective, pictured here on the top, but the rest of it is rather blank. It's very minimalist, and that's perfect because it doesn't want to give anything away. This is true of a lot of good mystery novels. The cover art will indicate that it is in fact a mystery, that it's setting up a thriller, it's setting up the tone of what's to happen, but won't give too many details away because you don't want that in a mystery story. Now, granted, Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone is also, in its way, a mystery story as well. In fact, all the Harry Potter novels are mini mysteries within an overarching mystery story of what's going on in the main narrative. However, this gives all the right things away while giving none away the mystery. In fact, it doesn't give it away what the Sorcerer's Stone is. It just lets you know that this is going to be a fantasy story and there will be a Sorcerer's Stone in it somewhere. This, on the other hand, is definitely straightforward mystery. It's not fantasy, but it does let you know that it is about a detective solving a case. And it leaves you just with an enigmatic cover and an enigmatic title, which is perfect for what it's going for. Now, and that's not to say you can't enjoy cover art for aesthetic reasons. And there's a lot of covers that I enjoy purely for aesthetic reasons over other editions of books that have come out. I prefer one cover art edition of Frankenstein over another. Likewise, I prefer some of the reprinting covers of Lolita as opposed to Nabokov's simple green cover that it was first published in. And then there's some that just look cool, like this edition of Orwell's 1984. This one's perfect. The aesthetic is minimalist, it's plain, it has just a really cool design of an eye. And at the same time, it brilliantly displays the content of the story as well as its themes and what it's about right there on the cover. And in doing it with as simple imagery as possible. That's fucking brilliant. Likewise, R.L. Stine's book, The Babysitter. This lets you know immediately it's a thriller. It gives you an idea of the tone, and it lets you know kind of what the story is about. While, again, giving nothing away as to what the actual babysitter story is about, and who the babysitter is, and what happens to her. And going back to surrealism, this cover of The Sandman book, Fables and Reflections, quickly gives it away that it's going to be a surreal narrative. It gives you a peek and kind of an idea of the surreal art style inside, while also really giving nothing away to ruin the story or anything of importance. And, to me, that's what the covers do. They capture kind of the essence of the story you're getting, the tone of what it's going to be like, and do so in imaginative and interesting styles based on the designer, the cover. And if you get a good cover art designer like Chip Kidd, you get the best of both worlds. You get cool aesthetic while at the same time giving a portrayal of kind of the tone story and what's going to happen in it. So anyways, again, it can be unfair to judge a book by its cover. However, I also think it's quite helpful. And, especially in modern times with the cover art coming further than it's ever been, it could also be in itself an interesting work of art in itself. So, maybe not judge the quality of a book by its cover, but you can definitely judge the content and style of the book by its cover. At least in my opinion. So anyways, thanks for watching. I'll try to have another video up soon. Sorry they're not as frequent as they have been, but I'm busy and I'm trying to do so many things. Also, I may in fact start doing videos outside of books and talking about other things. I kind of want to start doing that, so we'll see what happens. So I'll see you guys next time, and I appreciate you watching. So till I see you again, bye.